Dr. Mrs. Cynthia Amaka Obiora is a distinguished academic, safety and environment expert, and philanthropist born in Lagos to Chief and Lolo Ferdinand Obikwe of Akwata Village, Nnewi South Local Government, Anambra State. Our academic journey began with distinction at Ansaruddin Primary School and Temidire Primary School, followed by Okota High School. She then studied mass communication at Enugu State University of Science and Technology, that's ESUT, where her impressive credentials led to her recruitment by M.I. Smith, an American international oil servicing company. Her academic achievements, Dr. Obiora pursuits are marked by excellence, master's degree in public relations from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, second master's degree and PhD in occupational health, safety and environment from Institute of Petroleum Studies, University of Port Harcourt, a second PhD in peace communication. She's currently pursuing a master's degree in global mental health from the University of Washington. Her professional roles: various esteemed associate professor at Jigyasa University, India, visiting lecturer at University of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. She's an editorial board member and reviewer for IPHO Journal of Advanced Research in Science and Engineering, Executive Secretary General of Safer Global Institute, Administrator of Women in Safety Excellence, WISE 2024-2025, American Society of Safety Professionals. She's a board member, Nigerian Safety and Security, NSAS, member of several professional bodies, including the Institute of Safety Professional of Nigeria and World Safety Organization. Our literary contributions are: she has authored 3 notable books: The Dynamics of Parenting Styles, The Power of Woman, and Rough Diamond. She has published numerous articles in reputable international academic journals. Her philanthropic engagement and leadership span includes funding the Hope Aglo Charity Foundation, HACF. She has been driving positive change for humans and environment, serving as Peace Ambassador and Director of Women and Children with United Nations, POLAC, prominent member of the United Nations Association of Nigeria. And her personal life, Dr. Obiora is married to Professor Chris Obiora from Umuonaga Village, Anambra State, and they have 5 wonderful children. If our hands are not busy, please join me as I welcome Dr. Mrs. Cynthia Amaka Obiora as she takes us on a very wonderful and insightful journey on building a strong safety culture, leadership commitment, and employee. Thank you very much. Please join me as I welcome her once again.
Wow. Thank you so much, my professional colleague, Mr. Musa Ahmed, for this wonderful reading. And thank you, the chairman of the Education Committee, Mr. Benjamin. And indeed, thank you. I don't know, I think the network knocked out the president of this great association, the ASSP. But I'm sure he's somewhere in the background listening. So thank you, sir, for this opportunity for us to share knowledge, for us to rub minds together, for us to exchange information, because it's only the dead that do not learn. But so long as you're a living person, there's always room for more. There's room for you to learn, room for you to unlearn, and then room for you to relearn. So please, I want to, before I proceed, please permit me, sirs, the president, the secretary, the education committee, permit me to please acknowledge some very special individuals. who actually joined when I posted it in my profile. I have some people from India right here. I am trying to see if I can see my my participation so I can read out their names. But for those my professional colleagues from India, I want to really appreciate you for joining. Thank you so much. And then I know some people joined from Canada. I think I saw Dr. Esther Okoye, and I saw some of my professional colleagues also from Nigeria that probably do not belong to ASSP, but they joined because they are hungry for knowledge. And I appreciate you all, colleagues, friends, and family, for joining, for us to rub minds together, as we always do. I don't know, we all test for knowledge, and every day we keep learning new stuff, even from the old things that we thought we knew. We just learn how to improve on it and do it better. I see Mr. Godfrey Obichuku. I see you joined from your Slumbergery. Thank you very much, sir. It's an honor that you joined us, even though you are at work. But please, if it's not safe, don't work. So what I'm trying to say in effect is, I see you on your coverall. So we're talking about safety culture. I hope that the machine that you are using for this operation are all switched off and tagged out properly. Thank you, sir. And thank you, madams. I see my madam Monica. Thank you all. All protocols duly observed. If I didn't call your name, it's because I could not even see the participant's name. For some reasons, I cannot see it now, but I'm very sure that I will see it as we progress. So without much ado, permit me now to, you already know my name. My name is Cynthia Amaka Obiora, and you can call me anyone. You can decide, choose if Cynthia is what you remember. Please feel free to use that. And if it is Amaka, if you remember, please feel free to use that. I see Professor Tio Oga. Sir, thank you very much. And Professor Okeke himself, Professor Gerard Okeke, thank you so much for joining. And I see Professor Desmond. Thank you all for joining to listen to your mentee. Thank you. Okay, so permit me now to share my screen so we can move. But before I share the screen, we are learning. It means I'm going to learn from you while you learn from me. And we're going to also learn from different personalities of individuals with their wealth of knowledge today. So it's going to be a very active class. Okay, thank you. So I share my screen so we can move. Tell me if you can see my screen, please.
Yes, sir, we can. Yes, ma'am, we can see your screen.
Thank you. Thank you. I see that I have very active participants already. Thank you so much for that feedback. So permit me once again, let me go to the slideshow. I think it makes the screen better that way. Okay. So like I said, that we're going to have a very interactive, very warm discussion in this knowledge sharing section. And the secretary already intimated us on the title for today's knowledge sharing, building a strong safety culture, leadership commitment, and employee engagement. So some of us we work in an organization, while some of us are the captains of industries of these organizations. Like I said before, it's going to be a very active class. So please, I'm going to throw the floor open. I don't know if my colleagues from India, they are still up because it's late actually in India. So we really value that you joined us in this knowledge sharing, knowing that it's late, yet you join. So please, I'm throwing the floor open. Can someone just give us, one or two persons, give us a feel? What is culture? Now, I'm not talking about safety culture. I'm talking about culture. What is culture? The floor is open. Someone go with it.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you, my associate prof. Sorry, you may be hearing
Dr.
some noise from the background. I'm actually in another course, so but I'll try to mute it. Thank you for this opportunity. So, culture is the way of life of a people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. She said it's very simple. You know, these doctors, they have a way of simplifying things. Culture is a way of life of people, the way of life. Does any other person have something else to add to tell us what a culture is? What is your culture? Can you please, where are you coming from? Dr. Esther just told us that culture is a way of life.
All right.
Please go ahead, please.
All right. I'm Prosper by name. Culture is the system of beliefs that govern a place.
Wow. The system of belief that governs a place, the way of belief of people, the system of belief. You see, so there are some similarities now. Thank you so much, Mr. Prosper. I really appreciate that, your definition. So you've done the job for me.
Yeah, my associate prof, Cynthia.
Oh,
culture in another
Professor, the double prof himself. Thank you so much, sir, for being on this call. Thank you, sir.
Yes, I'm even somewhere along the busy road, but I'm so interested. I want to learn more from this. You know, culture is the way we do things around here or around where we live. In other parlance, we call it the modus operandi and modus vivendi of doing things. Thank you.
Oh, Prof.
Okay, Godfrey, you want to say something?
Yes, please do. Go ahead.
Yeah, Godfrey Obichukwu says that in an African culture, to Africans represent the shared values, beliefs, customs, and practice that define their identity and way of life.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Engineer Godfrey Obichukwu. Thank you, sir, for that definition. So, double prof, sir, you have done, you even gave us some assignments that we'll go and do some research on after today's learning. Thank you, everyone. We have all defined culture. So, like I said, it's an interactive class. I'm learning as we are going on with this topic. Thank you all. So you've said it. I do not want to waste time on repeating what you have said because you are all correct. Culture, our shared belief, customs, you know, our arts, our traditions, our values, the things that define a group of people, the things that define the Igbos, the things that define the Hausas, the things that define the Fulanis, the things that define the Yorubas, the Jebus, you know, the things that define the Indians, the things that define the Americans. Everyone have a distinct definition, something they believe in, something that once you see this person, say, this person is from this place. That's our culture, you know, it shapes our societal behavior, our norms, our values, you know, that guides our interactions. So now we have said what culture is. Workplace culture is the day-to-day practice influencing employees. I'm going to run quickly. So since we have defined culture, now we are down to safety culture. Down to safety culture, the safety culture of an organization. The safety culture of an organization. And I can feel, I know that you're ready to just let it on. So please, I'm going to give you the floor. You know, when I take my class, most times I allow my student to teach me, and not to talk of when I have so many eggheads, so many professors 3 times professors, 3 times doctorate holders in this environment. I should relax and learn. So please, can somebody give us a shot on safety culture? I don't know if I'm still audible, but.
Oh, Prof, Associate Prof Cynthia, this is Theo. I just like.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I just like to mention a few things. When we talk about safety, safety is not just a notion. And when you add it to the culture, we are talking about a peculiar way that the company delivers results, the right way, the right time, without hurting our employees. I just want to break it down that way. If results are gotten with employees hurt or injured in any way, then something is wrong. But each organization has its own safety culture. And I want to say that safety culture evolves over time. It's a build-up from the learnings, from the incidents, accidents, events that takes place in our organization. And in a bid for continuous improvement, the organization sets some rules, regulations, guidelines, procedures that will help her prevent recurrence of such incidents. So that's the culture which employees are taken through and made sure that they comply with all applicable rules and tenets that will prevent recurrence of undesirable incidents. So that's culture. And I want to say that safety culture is not stagnant, it's dynamic. So it grows as the organization grows, and it changes with every occurring incident. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. You see, when a prof talks, prof, I've just taken this course and just, did a means of this. So he has said it all. What is safety culture? We already defined culture. So in an organization, the way we do things around here, just like we said, our culture, ab initio, the way we do things around here that keeps us safe while we're delivering the deliverables. A safety culture is very crucial for every organization. Now, remember that some organizations have negative safety culture, while some have positive safety culture that keeps improving. Follow me, as we go on this journey. This is an organizational factor that influences safety priorities and behaviors as a core value. A safety culture assessment is crucial for organizations looking to improve their safety performances and to create a positive and safe work environment. A safety culture of any organization involves the shared values, the attitude, the behaviors, everything that adds up to influence the employee's perception, everything that adds up to make or not make the employee to work safely. A strong safety culture promotes proactive risk management. It empowers the employee to report hazards, to report near misses, to report concerns, and prioritize safety above every other thing, ultimately enhancing overall performance and production and deliverables of that organization. Because a work done safely is a work done well. So remember, we have some key points. We have shared value, we have shared belief, we have practices, we have, all of these are key points that leads to a good safety culture. So what's safety culture? An organization workplace culture embodies the shared value, prioritizes, and the belief that shapes how individual approaches safety. How do you approach safety in your workplace? How do the organization, your organization, approach safety? How do you carry out your work safely? That is your safety culture in your organization. How do you do your work? Do you do it bearing safety in mind? You know, it reflects collective attitudes and practices that prioritizes safety, guiding the individuals and team behaviors to prevent them from harm and to ensure a healthy work environment. So there will be one major point. You have clear safety rules and procedures. Number two, there must be employee participation and empowerment. And then very important is that there must be management commitment, management buy-in. There must be rigorous reporting practices. When you see something, you must say something, you must do something. Then there must be commitment to improvement. Just like Prof said before, it's not static. Safety and safety culture. Culture itself is not static. It revolves, it evolves. How much more? Safety. The way we did safety 5 years ago isn't the way we're doing safety today. So it continually improves. Before I go to my next question, I want to ask a question. Please answer me. Who has the power to stop work when it is not safe?
Godfrey Obichukwu, want to speak?
Yes, please.
Yeah, everybody has the power to stop work when it is not safe. Just like we that are working in our industry. They say safety first. In our organization, even if you are a trainee, you have the right to stop a job whereby you see that the job is not going on well. And that's the reason why when you say about safety culture, in the safety in an organization like in an oil industry, you always have to be with your PPE. That PPE means that you must be with the coveralls, your safety boots, your helmet, your eyeglasses, and many other things that are supposed to be on a protective aspect, so that whenever you are walking, you know that you are very, very safe. Thank you.
So, Associate Prof. Cynthia, once again at you. Very good question. Everybody has the authority to stop any acts that are seen or behaviors that are unsafe. But in addition to it, nowadays we have gone a step further beyond having us as an authority. Everybody also has a responsibility. So every employee has both authority and responsibility to stop any at-risk behaviors or acts. That's just what I say.
Good day, ma. From my whole end. Hello, ma. Hello? Hello? Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to add to what Prof just said. When we are talking about stop work authority, we consider responsibility, not just the responsibility, there must not be repercussion, because some people are afraid to report or to stop work when the work is being done wrongly. The repercussion of it, there shouldn't be any repercussion, because once you have an authority, you have the responsibility. There must not be repercussion, because that is what is keeping most of the workers away from stopping work, because they are afraid of their supervisors or their boss.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much for that. You see, I have this class is rich with very, very them wrote some of the manuals that we use right now in our workplaces. Thank you very much for all the sound and very useful contribution. So we're going to move ahead quickly because we are not yet done. So we've so far we've done very, very well. I've learned a few things myself, you know, we talked about culture, we talked about safety culture, and then we are going down to the safety culture models. There are so many models of safety culture. We have the safety culture maturity model, we have the heart and mind model, we have safety culture assessment model. There are so many, but I'm going to just move quickly to this, the safety culture maturity model. So in the safety culture maturity model, if you look at it, it started with the very last one, which is a pathological. Pathological. Even as the name sounds, I'm sure for some of us who are not even health and safety inclined, we can begin to understand what happens at this level of safety culture in an organization. Here, they do not care at all about safety. There is no culture at all in place when it comes to safety. They just want to do their work without anything for safety. They do not place any importance on safety or health at all. Please, can you help me mute the person? Thank you. So on this very level, there is no safety culture at all, because there's no safety at all. Who cares? As long as we're not caught, who cares? We do not really place any importance on health and safety at this level. So we move to the next level, which is reactive. And just like the name, reactive, it says safety is important. Yes, at least they are not pathological anymore. We do a lot every time we have an accident. So in this reactive, just like the name implies, we only consider health and safety when we have an accident. We only consider safety when there is an accident. This is not where we should be in our workplaces. Safety should not become something we do only when there is an accident. Safety itself is meant to prevent an accident. Then we move to the next level, you know, although reactive is still better than pathological. So we're getting increasingly informed, you know, there's something, some things are now in place. Maybe they are not really good. We're not where we should be here, but we're getting somewhere. That is calculative level. In the calculative level, we have systems in place to manage risk. Systems are in place to manage the risk. We have effective systems to manage the health and safety of our business, of our organization. This is a good place, but not the best place as well. Why should it be that there's only a system to manage safety, to manage hazard, to manage the safety of people? What about the people themselves having the safety, the safe act, the safety behavior, the safety culture in themselves? I did a research that has to do with motivation, and when I started it, if you can go to maybe Google, if you go to Google, you'll probably find our work, and it says that 99.9% of most accidents and incidents happen due to human error, carelessness. So when there are systems in place, the person itself that will be operating this system, has the person been baptized? The baptism of safety. So we move to the next level, which is proactive. Now we're getting somewhere. We are in a good place. We're in a place where we actively seek out health and safety issues and resolve them. This is a place where most organizations strive to be. But then, if you're not taking it to the topmost, the zenith itself, we have the generative. HSE is how we do business around here. We put health and safety at the heart of everything we do. Not at some time, not when we don't have anything to produce, we talk about health and safety. But health and safety, they are in tandem with the production, with the service, because safety is built into both the system and the people. So the person, the employees, they already have a particular behavior, a positive behavior towards safety. You do not have to be chasing them with koboko. They know they are in charge of safety. It's not the HSC person, not the HSC manager, but you as an employee. You are the first runner of the health and safety of the work you are doing. At this place, I mean, we could say that goal zero is achievable. Safety leadership and culture. We know that safety leadership cannot be overemphasized. So for safety leadership to be effective, there must be employee engagement. There must be active participation of all levels of the employees, not some level, not the management level, but all level, from top to bottom, from bottom to top. And of course, it must be owned and driven by some people. That is the management commitment, leadership commitment, visible, dedicated leadership commitment. We just don't sign policy and paste on our board of policies, health and safety policy, drug and alcohol policy, no smoking policy, and no. Then after you sign it, and that is your commitment. No. Here, there must be visible dedication to safety from top management to bottom. And then there must be clear communication. Information should not just flow from top management down, and they are not getting any feedback. So it must be a two-way thing. And the information must infuse into themselves. When you communicate, is it clear communication? Do they understand what you are talking about? Let's pick, for example, we all just passed through a pandemic. And we fought it together. It was team effort everywhere. The whole world fought COVID together. And at each point in time, there was communication and people were listening. There were a lot of information enlightenment. There were a lot of campaigns, a lot of awareness campaigns going on. So be you literate, be you illiterate. Please pardon me. I just recovered from a bout of cold and cough. There was clear and effective communication. You cannot be talking about health and safety policy and you wrote a policy on drug, on alcohol usage, and you will call people, excuse me, you call people the drivers that are not even literate, they are not learned. You call cleaners that do not know it, and then you'll be speaking big grammars. And at the end of the day, you will say that you have done awareness training. When it's not even impactful, they don't even know what you said. So for communication to be effective, you must break it down to the language the person you are communicating with, we understand you. These days, when we go on awareness campaign, we depending on the people you want to create this awareness, if they are not learned, you use their own language, their native language, whatever that language is, and communicate with them with their native language, so that at the end of the day, they will have understood you completely. Then we can say that communication is effective. And then, of course, just like Prof said ab initio, that it's safety culture is not static. It's not cast in stone. It's not as it was yesterday, so is it today, and never will change. It is ever evolving. It is, there's always room for continuous improvement. So leadership commitment is the foundation of a strong, positive safety culture. As leaders, set the standards for others to follow suit, thereby improving incident prevention, boosting employee engagement and communication, and enhancing the whole organization's reputation. The leaders, they must set the vision for safety, and not just set the vision, but they must lead by example. Then all the policies and standards that they have signed their names off and pasted on those notice boards, they must make sure that those policies their work, the communication is effective. And then they must empower the employee. They must own it. They must know it to own it. So there must be training and education. You must train, you must untrain, and then you must retrain. And we said before, communication can never be too much. Please communicate. Leave your offices sometimes. Go out and see your field marchers. Find out what is happening in the field, and wait for feedbacks. Sometimes the feedbacks might not be positive always, except you're not a realistic person. But a feedback is a feedback. A feedback is what you use to do your continuous improvement, thereby promoting that positive safety mindset. So we move from there and we're talking about employee engagement. How then do you engage your employee to be effective, to be field marshals of this safety culture, to be the safety champions in the organization? Everyone ought to be a safety champion. Everyone ought to be. Employee engagement refers to the active involvement, commitment, and participation of employees in workplace safety initiatives. This makes safety a shared responsibility, boosting morale and job satisfaction. Imagine where after you are done with all your policies and all of that, no smoking policy, you do not drive at night, and you cannot even get feedback from the drivers. Oh, that because some of them encounter accident because they are not allowed to take the ratio of the number of hours you drive and the rest time. And some will come back. As they are coming back, they are loading and telling them to go and deliver. And you're not getting this feedback. What do you think will happen? Of course, the accidents won't reduce. The incidents won't reduce. But if you get feedback, if you're able to, and you work with the feedback that they give you, it will boost their morale, and they will know indeed that they have the management that actually cares for their life, which will give them job satisfaction. Key aspect of employees' engagement in safety culture. They are personally responsible. They are actively participating. They give you the communication. They give you the feedback on incidents, on near misses, on things, on behaviors, on safe acts, on safe conditions. They give you the feedback. And then you teach. They are open to learning. And then, of course, when they learn, they improve. And then there's a teamwork. There's a team spirit. And then it keeps evolving and revolving until they get it right. Building and sustaining a positive safety culture. You have to set clear expectations. You must define it. From all levels, their roles and responsibilities must be well defined. There must be training. You cannot bring somebody and there's no orientation. You will not, if the person is to go and be operating a machine, there's no orientation on how to use the machine, no training. And meanwhile, you have your policies everywhere, and even the machine has its own policy too. And you never read, you never even implemented. You encourage reporting. Create a non-punitive environment to report risk. And please recognize safety behavior. It doesn't matter if what they did even will cost the management money, that they stop work, they stop driving. A driver, for instance, who is exhausted, who is feeling like his eyes is closing on the steering wheel, parks to take a rest time and didn't get to the place he is supposed to get to. And then he reports, oh, I was feeling sleepy and I packed to sleep, so that I can prevent accident from happening. Don't you think that that driver deserves an accord? Don't you think the driver deserves an award? So we must motivate our employees so that they will be, there will be positive reward. If you motivate them, definitely there will be satisfaction and they will put in their best even more. Benefit of a positive safety culture. I'm running because I just realized that my time is going, and we have some of our international participants that it's actually very late where they are right now. So, benefit of a positive safety culture, I'm sure we know it too. Even Prof and some other engineer, Godfrey and others have said that already. Improved employee morale and engagement. You see, this employee is charged to come to work and happy to do whatever, even going home. Like it's not the ones that they are happy to close. Have you been in a place where an employee is happy to close and not happy to resume work? Not because the person is lazy. Because the environment is alive with positivities. You know that you are leaving your family to go to a safe place to work and return back to your family alive and well. A colleague of mine told me he went for an interview and then he asked, what happened to the person? The person was involved in an accident and then they have to look for another person. What happened to the other person? Oh, the other person was called that he was sick and he's been in the hospital. So there was a lot of accidents and incident reports and a lot of absenteeism. He said he doesn't think he's the right candidate to be in this place. He doesn't want to be sick. So the environment already is not healthy. If the environment is sick, how can you go to a sick place to go to? Well, you will be sick yourself. So for a positive, if an environment is charged with positivity, they have positive safety culture, the morale of the employee is high. The employee wants to give you the best. It reduces incident, accident, illnesses. You know, insurance, so many hospital bills, and you are paying insurance. This increases productivity and efficiency, enhances reputation, saves you a lot of money. Guess what? If you think safety is expensive, wait until one accident happens. Then you will know. You compare Paris and know that indeed safety is cheap and is the best way to do things. Imagine the life, if you lose the life of one person, one man in an organization, you know, especially in Nigeria and so some other countries where one person has a lot of tentacles. So many people are relying on this one person to come to work and go home safely. Because when the person gets the salary is not eaten by he or she alone. It trickles down to all the people that are attached to that person. So imagine you making a family to lose that one person. So the benefit of a healthy safety culture, a healthy place that has a good safety culture cannot be overemphasized, because indeed that production, you will still meet your production time. You meet it in good time and you will have good dividend. You're not going to have lawsuits flying everywhere. You're not going to have bad reputation. You're not going to have, in fact, for some people, one accident and you close down the whole organization. So tell me, what have you gained when your company is even shut down and might remain shut down? And meanwhile, while it is shut down, you are still paying hospital bills, you are still paying lawsuits, and you still have bad repute. So there's no cost that is too much for safety to build a good safety culture. Measuring and improving safety culture. Of course, we know the KPIs that helps us to measure the effectiveness of our safety initiatives. Are they effective? Is it working? How do we improve on it? You know, and then we have assessing and addressing safety concerns. To ensure a strong safety culture, organizations need to be proactively identify and solve safety-related issues. They don't have to wait until it happens. They don't have to wait. Continuous improvement and adaptability. You have to keep improving on your safety procedures to align with new risks, to align with new regulations. Maybe there's even a new government. Before, in Nigeria, we used to have one government. Now we have one. What is the new regulation? Are you guys, have you improved? Have you inculcated? Did you introduce a new element in your organization? Did you introduce a new arm, a new production arm? Then you are going to do a new risk assessment. You are going to do it so that you'll be able to identify risks that you have to mitigate on before it happens. Safety culture and communication. Of course, I said before that effective communication can never be too much when it comes to safety culture. In fact, when it comes to anything, pick it a man and a woman. Imagine you got married today and you cannot even communicate with your spouse. The marriage is already nosediving. Imagine you have a child and you cannot communicate with your child. There's breakdown already. So communication is very, very important to human dealings. Safety culture is linked to safety communication. Effective safety performance is also the relationship between safety culture and partially, mediated by safety communication. A company's safety communication has an impact on employees' safety performance. Have you been able to communicate all those safety issues well to your employees? And has the management also gotten feedbacks from the employees themselves on things happening? Did the leadership, did they get the feedback that they need to act, to plan, to plan and bring out some procedures? So it's a two-way thing. You see how the communication is flowing, and once there is an effective safety communication, there's a high safety performance. Okay, so before I get to before we discuss about this, I want to just throw the floor open again. If we've been talking about organizations, safety culture, and we'll be talking about the things, safety communication, buy-in, management must have commitment, they must drive it. And I'll give an example of management commitment. I wasn't the safety person then, and I think we're somewhere. Let me pull out this model again. I think my company should be probably in the calculative. We haven't gotten to proactive then. We have safety systems in place to manage our hazards, risk. And then this management staff who loves to smoke. And then we have some inflammable pipes around. And you could see clearly no smoking area, well written, cordoned off by caution tape. And that is where this guy will go to and be smoking. And then our very active safety manager have to warn him the first time, warn him the second time. He issued him a warning letter. And that brought a lot of brouhaha in the organization. What gave you the right? A whole production manager. You think you can give your boss letter, but eventually this young man was actually rewarded. And of course, a bigger, better company that needs his service took him, because this is way to go. So I'm sure in your organization, you will have one or two stories to share about where you are in your safety culture maturity model. I'm going to just let the floor open a little bit. Let's hear your share idea in this safety culture maturity model. Where is your organization here? Can you look at this? Are you in pathological? Are you in reactive? Are you in calculative, proactive, or generative? Please, the floor is open.
Hello, thank you very much, Dr. Cynthia. This year, once again, very detailed lectures. Thank you. I'm learning a lot also. Yeah, so I want to, you've been mentioning something about communication. Yes. One good thing my organization is doing, which is Chevron, is they discovered the need for employee engagement, employee ownership of safety across board. And one of the studies we did revealed that there was a major problem. Number one, lack of employee engagement in policy formulation, safety policy formulation. And we came to see that people love to do the things they are involved in crafting it. So now through surveys and questionnaires and informal and formal engagement, employee inputs were brought into safety procedures and processes, and that improved, how do you call it, their participation and taking ownership of the safety program. Then number two, psychological safety was a big problem, just like the example you gave. If I do this, how does it affect my career? How does my boss look at? So creating a psychologically safe environment has helped employees to speak without fear of being punished or being pegged at one level or the other. So this is very, very important. So in communication, we can enhance it by creating a psychologically safe environment, by encouraging employee participation in policy formulation and implementation, and by, like you rightly said, living the talk, not just formulating policies, but leaders must be seen to be doing what they preach. So let me pause there so I can also get some contributions and learn.
Thank you so much, Prof. You've said it, because they are the foot soldiers of the organization. What law are you trying to put out? What mitigation are you trying to, what risk are you trying to mitigate, without asking the people that are having the experience to contribute? Something as simple as PPE. There are some PPEs that are not wearable, and you just bring it and dump on them, and you're not getting the feedback. Oh, Mr. Titus, I see your hands up.
Good evening, Dr. Obiora. Thank you very much for a very pleasant seminar this evening. Now, two things dropped in my mind while this seminar was going on. I'm going to quickly share them. Number one is HSE culture is an organization, or HSE culture in an organization is actually determined by perceptions of management's commitment to HSE. That's what we keep saying. But this perception is as judged by the workforce. So the workforce actually know who among the leaders are actually pro-HSE or re-HSE. So the people understand, they can actually judge. So they know when this person is talking about safety in the public, and then in the actual practice, is doing something else. So the HSE culture in an organization is actually determined by the perceptions of the management's commitment as judged by the workforce. So that is very key. The people out there, they read. So we must, as leaders, we must walk the talk, not just talk. We must walk the talk. That's one. Now, in your safety maturity model that we shared from pathology and all the rest, there's another aspect of this. There's another aspect of this safety maturity journey model. From when you have a poor safety culture, and then you start caring for yourself, it moves you from vulnerability to reactive, complaint, reactive, and resilient. So now when safety culture is improving in an organization, people move from being vulnerable to being reactive, to beyond compliance, to beyond proactive, and to become resilient. So by the time safety culture improves in an organization, even though if the organizations or the employees have been vulnerable in the earlier time, as they keep improving in the systems, they move on to become resilient. So it will be easier for them to care not just for themselves, but also for others. And that is where the issue of dependent safety culture, independent safety culture, and interdependent safety culture really comes in. Now, in the dependent safety culture, the employee is taking it as I do, so I can do it by myself. So they give an instruction, and then you say you must do it. So he cannot do anything except it takes an order from a boss. That's dependent. So he's depending on instruction from the boss before he acts. This will keep having accidents because even when the guy sees what is wrong, because he's living a dependent life, he will not be able to take action, responses to prevent injury or accident. Now, moving from dependent comes to independent. Now, independent now is you know what to do. You can protect yourself from injuries. You can protect yourself from accident. But as long as it doesn't affect you, even if it affects others, you are not bothered. So you're moving from dependent to independent. But in the interdependent safety culture, it is a teamwork, it's a team culture where everyone look after each other. And just like you said, your